Whenever you have a scarce resource, people are going to compete for it. Right now, wars are fought over oil, but come 15 years, when we have an even bigger water crisis, wars are going to be fought over water. Right now, researchers consider our planet to be in a state called a global water crisis. About 70 to 75% of our planet is covered in water, but we only have access to about 0.3% of this, so the rest of it is either frozen in ice caps or underground. Water affects all different areas of life. It's not just for drinking. A lot of the water that we have, it goes to irrigation. We need it for factories, for creating products, and to generate electricity. So everything comes back to water.
What's the issue? Why do we still have areas of the world where they don't have enough drinking water? Is it a matter of the technology not being efficient enough, or is it an energy issue, or funding, or
all of the above?
All of the above?
Yeah, it is. It's really a combination of things, and water is very local. We think about these global issues, but when it comes down to it, water has to be available close to where you use it. And so in many parts of the world, it just isn't there. If you think about the desert, where do you come up with that water? You have to drill very, very deep wells. Other places, we continue to see water quality deteriorate, so it's really not usable in many parts of the world.
We have 2 billion people on this planet that don't have proper sanitation for their water. And because of this, you have millions of people dying every year because of diseases like cholera or diarrhea, or any waterborne diseases transported by the water itself or through insects that breed in contaminated water. You have 3,900 children dying a day. It's even a problem in our own country. In areas in the Southwest, they have very limited water supplies. So it's very tough to find enough fresh water to sustain life.
The demand on water is reaching the point where it's unsustainable. There's too much demand for what little water we have. So one of the challenges we face is where there isn't enough water, where can we find new supplies? We can actually take a wastewater stream and purify that using several technologies and make it more pure than even drinking water quality. So the opportunity is there to find water sources that you wouldn't think of as really usable and make those very usable.
What would you propose in terms of making a more efficient use of our current resources?
We use about 70% of the world's water supply in agriculture. So what we can do there to reduce the demand is just smarter irrigation technologies. The second big user and consumer of water is the industrial market. We use about 20% of the world's water supply. And we work with industry every day in order to reduce that consumption. And then the third consumer is us. Human consumption is about 10% of the world's water supply. And there's a lot of attention already, from low-flow toilets to the little low-flow shower heads. So there's a lot of ways that we across the board can reduce that water consumption. And as we reduce the demand, obviously that makes more water available to serve all of us.
At home, I try to be as environmentally friendly as possible and conserve my resources. I use reusable bottles instead of plastic bottles to drink water. I have a water filter at home, because when you add up all the small things, it can actually make a difference.
Do you think this is like a problem that we can take care of within this century, or?
I would say we have to do it within the century. Because the next wars will be over water.
Water is the one thing that's been here from the beginning of time. If you think about the water molecules that we have today, they've been here since the dinosaurs. So we have to take care of it. It's our responsibility to take care of that water so that it's there for our children and our children's children.
Everything depends on it. The trees, the food, our bodies. As I say, oil and water have very definitely something in common. They're both finite. We really can't make any more.
Right.
But I don't think there's a substitute for water.
humans have this innate quality of self-preservation and problem solving. So whatever problem comes up, I think that we'll find a way to fix it.
70% of our planet is water. We just haven't found a way to utilize it efficiently. But the good news is technology can be used to make it a fixable issue.
Being able to get more water through, better throughput, less cost, less energy, that's exactly what we need in order to really address the challenges of the future. It's people like you and your peers that are going to come up with that technology it's going to change the world.
It's so simple. It's only 3 atoms, and it's a really small molecule.
But we can't survive 3 days without water.